Good morning, family. Welcome back to the channel. It's me and this little one right here. Good morning, family. Good morning, family. Don't forget, grow some trees, grow some food, grow something. Let's get started.
All right, fam, look what arrived. So I will be doing my Ancestry DNA test today. I'll be mailing it off and hopefully we'll get the results back soon and I will share with you guys. See what's inside of this kit. Welcome to a whole new world of personal discoveries. I have to admit that one of my favorite aspects of taking these tests are finding relatives that you didn't know you had. It's kind of cool. Seeing other people's family trees that connect you to them is also really cool. It's probably a specimen bag. Of course, you have your collection tubes. Just pretty much fill those up with saliva. And then the box to mail it off with the postage paid. Really simple. So I'm going to have to go online and activate the kit. Do the saliva sample. Make sure it's sealed up tightly so nothing spills out in the mail. And mail it off. And that's it, and you just wait for your results. There's not really much to the test. Someone asked me in the last video, how do you actually do it? It's really simple. Like I said, it's just saliva. You have to go online first and activate your kit so that it's registered to you and your profile. And then from that point on, it's really simple. You're going to just fill the tube, the sample tube with saliva. You remove the funnel. You attach the cap that's given. It has a little blue solution in it. You're going to tighten it until that little blue solution actually can mix with the saliva. You're going to shake it up for about 5 seconds. You're going to put it in the sample bag. Make sure it's sealed closed. And then you put it in your box and you just mail it. And that is it. You just wait for your results.
Good morning, family. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys remember, this is my daughter, Kimberly. This is the youngest. This is my baby, my camera shy one. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible so that she can get off camera. And I just want her to smile so you guys can see she does smile, and she smiles quite often. So if you guys can't hear me, please forgive me, but I've been dealing with allergies. We've had a lot of wind lately, and the older I get, I'm getting allergies, and my voice is a little raspy. So we're going to try to do this as quickly as possible. And if you watched the last video, you know that I did it with both my daughters and my granddaughter, Alea, my oldest granddaughter. And we did MyHeritage and 23andMe, and Kimberly was the only one that had Ancestry.com. So I now have my results from Ancestry.com, and we are going to compare our results. So I'll just do a little recap of the other ones. On MyHeritage, they gave me pretty much 38% Nigerian. I have a bunch of other African ethnicities also, and then they gave me a combined total of about 34% Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Finnish, and then 2.3% Middle Eastern. On 23andMe, I got pretty much almost the same as far as all of the African nations go, but in the Northwestern European, they gave me British and Irish, with a lot of Greater London ethnicities and regions. They gave me French, German, they gave me Spanish, Portuguese, and Indigenous Americans. So the Indigenous American, a lot of people was in an uproar saying there's no DNA for Native Americans, but that's not what that is. So the Indigenous American that I have is actually out of Canada and is the same Inuit ethnicity that my daughter Christina and Alea also had. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the Ancestry.com and see if we line up on here. So the first thing I got was Nigerian, and that was 22%.
I have 23%.
23%. So most Black Americans. So you know what? That was another thing I said about being Black in the last video, and people kind of had some questions about that. If you live in America, we don't call ourselves African Americans. Nobody says African American. We call ourselves Black. When we talk about Black people in other countries, we actually name the country. So if you are Jamaican and you're Black, we still say Jamaican. If you are African, we say African, Dominican, Haitian, Puerto Rican. It's, you know, it's just how it is. You know, we say African American on job applications or school paperwork or when we're talking to others. But in general, we say Black, and when we say Black, we know what we're talking about or who we're referring to when we say that. So no offense to anyone, not saying that Jamaicans are not Black. It's just here in America, when we say Black, we're talking about Black Americans. All right, the next one I got is Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. I got 19%.
19%.
Ah. England and Northwestern Europe, I got 13%.
14%.
Ooh. Mali, I got 9%.
15%.
Oh, look at you. Ivory Coast and Ghana, I got 7%.
4%.
4%. Sweden and Denmark, I got 6%.
1%.
Wales, I got 6%.
4%.
Norway, 4%.
5%.
Benin, Togo, 3%.
8%.
Scotland, 3%.
I don't have Scotland.
No Scotland. Senegal, 2%.
Don't have that either.
Nigerian East Coast, 2%.
Don't have that either.
No. Southern Bantu peoples, 1%.
1%.
Northern Africa, 1%.
Don't have that either.
No. Indigenous American North, 1%.
Don't have that either.
And then Ireland on here, they gave me 1%.
I have 2%.
2%. So what do you have that I don't have? You have the Aegean Islands and Portugal. Yeah, they didn't give me Portugal on here. They gave it to her. Do I have Finland on here? Nope, I have Finland on the 23andMe.
1% Finland.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
And then you don't have the Scotland?
No.
Okay, so the other thing people were trying to figure out, oh, well, you probably, well, not figure out, you guys commented and said that we probably got our Irish from this or Irish from that. My father's great-grandfather is Irish. So we already knew where the Irish came from. If you saw the pictures at the end of the last video, you will see that my father's side of the family predominantly look Caucasian until it got down to our generations. My father's generation, they pretty much all married Black, which gave more, you know, skin color and everything to us. But prior to them, the majority of them could pass for white. What was the other one?
That you have? That I don't have?
Did you have more that?
No, I think that's it. Just
that was it?
Mm-hmm.
What was the one that you had that was, oh wow, I can't think of it. The island off of the coast of Italy.
Oh, I don't have that information on here.
You don't have it on
I have to
here?
go into the account to
And look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Kimberly get off camera, and then I'm gonna give you guys the mitochondrial DNA number. Someone asked me about Neanderthal. Yes, I do have Neanderthal DNA. Yeah, it came up on the 23andMe. So 23andMe actually gives you those information. It gives you your mitochondrial DNA. It gives you, it lets you know if you have the Neanderthal or not. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take these results and I'm going to upload them. I can't remember if it's 23andMe or if it's MyHeritage, but one of them will let you upload all of your results from your other tests into their system, and they'll give you their composition after that also. So I'm going to do that too and see what comes up. But you guys say goodbye to Kimberly and I'll be right back.
Bye. I feel like we're too close.
Feel better?
Yes, but your hair's a little long.
Excellent. Thank you.
Stop creeping me out.
Wait, where'd it go? They always update it when they get new information.
I need your hair to stop going down too.
All right, so this is an edit because we just went back into Kimberly's account and she found some things that she didn't see on the other one that she had. So she actually does have the Northern Africa, and what is it at?
1%.
1%, and then it was Sardinia, that was 1%, and what else?
Nigeria East Central is 2%.
Okay, so like I said, we did find some more. You know what, if you guys remember in the last video, we were talking about what people think we are when they see us, and you try to guess our ethnicity, and one of the ones was Ethiopian, but it didn't show up in any of our DNA results. But when I went back into 23andMe and I went to relative contacts, it turns out that my little sister was already on there. And even though I got like probably almost 3 times the amount of European DNA, she got most of the African DNA. And Ethiopia is one of those countries, one of the regions that is on there. So we do have Ethiopian DNA. All right, guys, so as I said, I have Neanderthal DNA. So what they did is apparently there's like 7,000 and something variants that they test for it. And they found 96 variants in my DNA, which means that Neanderthal Ancestry accounts for just under 2% of my DNA. What is this? Neanderthals Decoded. In 2010, scientists sequenced the Neanderthal genome for the first time, leading to this discovery that most people can trace up to 2% of their DNA to Neanderthals who lived throughout Western Eurasia, from Wales to southern Siberia near the Altai Mountains. I think that's correct. It's Altai Mountains. In fact, here's a description of Neanderthals right here. Neanderthals were similar to modern humans in many ways, but their skeletal remains reveal a handful of differences, particularly in the face and head. Where modern humans have a relatively flat face and round skull, Neanderthals had a sloping forehead, elongated skull, heavy brow ridge, projecting mid-face, and almost no chin. Neanderthals also had a more robust body with a barrel-shaped chest and thicker bones. The tallest Neanderthal ever found was around 5'10", a whopping 5 inches taller than the average Neanderthal male. Who are Neanderthals today? European, Asian, and indigenous American populations today have between 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA. But sub-Saharan African populations have significantly less. While Neanderthal remains have been found close to Africa, there is no evidence that Neanderthals ever called the continent home. That's pretty interesting. All right, so many of you wanted to know about my maternal haplogroup. So my maternal haplogroup is L3b1a. I do not have a paternal haplogroup because my father is deceased. He had one brother, he is also deceased, and my brothers have not taken DNA tests, nor do I think they want to. So yeah, it's going to take a while before we can get the paternal haplogroup. But my maternal group, once again, is L3B1A. It's really interesting when you read up on it because it says, as our ancestors ventured out of Eastern Africa, they branched off in diverse groups that crossed and recrossed the globe over tens of thousands of years. If you go to the haplogroup L, it says, if every person living today could trace his or her maternal line back over thousands of generations, all of our lines would meet at a single woman who lived in Eastern Africa between 150,000 and 200,000 years ago. Though she was one of perhaps thousands of women alive at the time, only the diverse branches of her haplogroup have survived to today. The story of your maternal line begins with her. So one of the last things I wanted to talk about is when I said that you get the majority of your DNA from your father's side of the family. So of course, on YouTube, everybody is a DNA specialist. Everybody. I mean, I had so many people coming and saying, oh, what are you talking about? You get 50% from your dad and 50% from your mom. Okay, so here's the thing. No different than when we were taught in school. When it comes to chromosomes, you get 50% from dad, you get 50% from mom. You end up with 23 pairs for a total of 46 pairs of 46 chromosomes. But that does not make your ethnic DNA. It doesn't work that way. If your mother is Irish and your father is African, your DNA, your ethnic DNA results are not going to come up 50% Irish and 50% African. You may have 68% African nations. You might have maybe 10% Irish, 3% English, and so on, Finnish, and whatever. It doesn't evenly break that way. The same way with me and Kimberly just doing our DNA right now, even though the majority of our DNA matched up, she still had a couple of things on hers that I did not have on mine, which evidently came from my ex-husband's side of the family. So I'm not saying that you don't get, each parent doesn't contribute equally. What I was saying is it doesn't make a difference, 50 and 50. That's not how your ethnic DNA results are going to come up. It's not going to come up 50-50. So I hope you guys understood it that way. I might not have said it correctly the first time. So thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for your suggestions. Thank you all for the information, especially those of you who told me about africandna.com. That is going to be the next thing that I check out. And if you guys have had your DNA done and you've had some crazy results or something that you didn't expect, go ahead and drop it down below. I love reading your comments and hearing about your stories. And I will see you all in the next video. You guys stay blessed.